You see what the problem was over a year ago, right around the pandemic first started, maybe a couple years ago, back in 2020, I guess, when the pandemic started. And I'll be sleeping, all of a sudden my heart be racing when I was sleeping. Racing real bad. So I went to the hospital. I put a pulse meter on. I got like 20 of them here, pulse meters. It was like 200 beats per minute. I'm like, what the hell? It was doing when I was sleeping. So went to the hospital. My ambulance came and took me to the hospital. You know, hospital over here, they get you in out quickly. They don't want to run no tests. They blow you in, they blow you off. So basically what happened, they said, oh, it's anxiety. I said, okay. So the next day it did it again. Sleeping. This time I woke up, it was in the morning. And I was sleeping and I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, my heart just pounding, racing. So I put the pulse meter on, it said 220 beats per minute. I said, what the hell is going on? Went to the hospital again. Same bullshit, anxiety. I said, okay, something's going on here. Well, it didn't happen for a few more days, but it did happen again. So the following week, it happened again, but it happened right when I went to bed, right when I was getting ready to sleep. Went to the hospital again. Same bullshit. Was seen for anxiety issues on all my paperwork. I got 8 discharge paperwork within a few months. Was seen for anxiety issues. Didn't run no test. Didn't run no test at all. So, went back home. 3 days later, happened again. Went back to the hospital. Went in there, and then the nurses was checking my pulse rate. It was 189, I think, or 188 or something. To me, one nurse come in and said, he's got a fever. Check my fever, check my temperature. Nope, no temperature. I said, okay. So a guy walks in, a nurse walks in and says, well, how much Mountain Dew you drink today? 5.2 liters? I said, I don't drink Mountain Dew. Then another nurse came in, did you have 30 cups of coffee today? I said, no. Why are you asking me all these stupid questions? What did I drink? So, it's crazy. Then the following day, my insurance company called me and said, what is going on? Why are you going to the emergency room for anxiety? And they want to send an anxiety specialist to my house. I'm like, no, it's not anxiety. I'm dealing with a bunch of young nurses, don't know an ass from a hole in the ground. So, you know. So they sent me to a cardiologist, but they wouldn't treat the high pulse rate. I had to deal with it. They said, you see a cardiologist here in a couple weeks. I said, I can't handle an 189 per beat minute constantly pulse rate, even when I'm sleeping or whatever. When I sleep it goes down, but when I get up and move around, it just skyrockets. And they say it's anxiety, and I knew in the hell it wasn't. So this has been going on for 2 years. So I did some research on the internet about a month ago, and I said, let me wear one of the pulse ox with the thing on my wrist while I'm sleeping. And you know what it was all along? Low oxygen while I'm sleeping. And these idiots at the hospital kept on saying anxiety. Yep. My oxygen level was getting in the 60s and 70s when I was sleeping, when I was dead asleep. What it was, I could have stroked out. You know what I mean? That's what I had to do the research, not the doctors. Remember, it's anxiety. So, you know, I tell them, you need to knock off with this anxiety crap. You know, your heart is not anxiety. You know, some people might be anxiety, but when I'm sleeping, really, I'm getting anxiety when I'm sleeping, really. That just tells you what's going on, you know what I mean? Yeah, they want to send an anxiety specialist to my house. I mean, I kept the paperwork here. 8 discharge paperwork with this in a few months was seen for anxiety issues. See, if the idiots would ran tests on me, they could have caught that. Yeah, low oxygen when I was sleeping. A lot of people ask me, well, what your oxygen should be? Well, it should be above 90. It shouldn't be 60 or 70 while you're sleeping. And what it was, I wouldn't get enough oxygen, and the heart was going crazy. Like, pop, 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 pop. You know, when you get 200 beats per minute, you feel like you're going to die. Okay, I'll put it that way. If people don't know what their pulse rate should be or oxygen level should be, you should be educated, because that oxygen is a silent killer. It sure is. Yep. And people don't know that. They'll think, well, I'm young, I'm healthy, I do this, do that. It can happen to anybody. Trust me. Ain't nobody special. You know what I mean? Well, that don't happen to me. Well, death, it just comes. You know how you have a friend that just dies all of a sudden, and it can happen to anybody. That's what I'm saying here. Ain't nobody special. You know what I mean? You know, I tell people 100 years from now, you never notice a difference. That's what I tell them. But there you go. You have to do the research yourself, because the younger generation, a lot of these doctors just got out of school. And they want to guess what you have over here at this hospital. They want to guess what you have. Oh, what you eat and drink, what you do. The one doctor came in one time, an older doctor, says, I had people come here with higher blood pressure than that, because when your pulse rate goes that high, your blood pressure skyrockets. I mean, way up there. You know what I mean? Like you're going to stroke out. And they're playing games and trying to guess what it is. I don't like people guessing like that. You know what I mean? It's no laughing matter. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. But it got so bad, the insurance company called me. 8 trips to the emergency room for anxiety. I said, ma'am, it's not anxiety. They don't know what the hell they're doing over there. That's what I told that insurance company. She filed her grievance against that hospital over there. She said, do they have emergency department? I said, yeah, but it's like an urgent care. Okay, when you go over there with a serious problem, more than likely you'll die. You're not going to survive there, because they just send you to, he said what they do, they give you a referral to see a specialist. So if you go there with a heart attack, you'll go home, but we'll give you a specialist. We don't have a cardiologist here. We don't have a neurologist here. We guess what you have and refer you to a specialist. That's like an urgent care, basically. So my insurance company had to file a thing for the state. Why is this hospital, it's not even a full-service hospital. So don't think every hospital is a full-service hospital. Over here, it's not. They have nurses in there more than anything. So, it's just crazy. You know, and I complained too, and the lady's like, well, it was during the pandemic and blah, blah. They wouldn't test me for COVID, because back then, the big fever thing was about a fever. You gotta have a fever. You gotta have a fever. The ambulance driver told me she had COVID and did not have a fever. She goes, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, all this fever crap. I said, I have no idea. It just tells you they don't even know. It's all new to them, and they're just guessing again. So, yeah, they didn't test you for COVID because you got to have a fever. The main symptom was a fever. Because when I was at the hospital, they have a scanner over there. They can hear if an ambulance is taking a patient to that hospital. And every time it said 103 temperature, 104 temperature, I could hear them yelling, another COVID patient coming in, 103 temperature, another COVID patient. They're saying COVID without even seeing them. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It was a mess back then. But I had to diagnose myself. That's how bad it is. Yeah, I'm on oxygen while I'm sleeping at night. During the day, it's fine. It's at nighttime when I'm sleeping, it drops. And I'm on 2 liters of oxygen when I'm sleeping only. When I wake up, I take it off. But look, this is a pulse meter. You should invest in one. That way you can keep an eye on your pulse and your pulse rate. I don't know if you can see it or not, but when your fingers are cold, you're not going to get a good reading. And they said when you put these on, wait about a minute or so. A lot of the nurses will put on for real quick and take it off. You got to give it a minute to read. See what I mean? 93 oxygen. 93 oxygen. Hold on, let me get this thing so you can see it's flickering. It's 94 oxygen and 99 pulse. 101 pulse. Your pulse rate should be between 60 and 100. Mine's at 102 pulse, 95 oxygen. See, when I'm sleeping, they want it above 90. 90 and above. Anything below that, you'll probably be on oxygen. But look, it's flickering because I'm outside. See, there it is. But anyway, you buy these for $10 to $20. But the good ones to get, see that light flickering in there real fast? Hold on here, let me turn it back on. You want the kind that flickers, not the steady light. You want the one that flickers real fast. Hold on here. This one flickers inside real fast. That's the ones you want, because that picks up tachycardia. People say, what's tachycardia? Where you've got a fast heart rate for no reason. And I take a beta blocker to slow it down. See, 92 oxygen, 98 pulse. But look, I'm going to pull the inside hole. There it is. Well, it just turned off on me. There it is. See it flickering real fast? See it flickering? It's flickering real fast. That's the kind you want. They got kinds that's steady, a steady light in there. It only goes on when you put your finger in there, but you got to wait a minute for it to basically catch up the reading. A lot of people will put it on real fast and take it off. You need at least a minute. Let it sit in there for at least a minute to get a good reading. See, I didn't know that till the manufacturer told me about that. So a lot of nurses will put on your finger real fast and take it off. They said they're not getting a good accurate reading then. They're not. I was like, wow. So he said the kind you want is the one that's flickering inside. They got this at Walmart. They got them at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, and they take AAA batteries, get alkaline batteries. because if you buy them in cheap batteries, they don't last. You know, especially if you use this a lot, you'd be like, man, that battery lasted 3 days or 2 days. Get alkaline, Energizer Max, Duracell. But yeah, during the pandemic, you couldn't find one of these. But now I got like 20 of them. So, you know, I got it just in case, because I do have a tachycardia episodes once in a while. But I think this oxygen, wearing oxygen, took care of it. And I got a lot more energy after this. Because when I woke up without that oxygen, I felt like crap every morning. Nauseated, vomiting, high blood pressure, high heart rate. That low oxygen caused all of that. And I told all my friends and family, I said, there's your anxiety right there. Anxiety, my butthole. You know what I mean? I'm like, it was like that for 2 years. And I had to do the research myself. None of these doctors or nurses did. Me. That just tells you. Yep, and get genetic testing done. Yep, a lot of people have problems, don't know what it is. Get a genetic test done. Talk to your doctor. Tell them you want to get genetic testing. A lot of people don't do that either. No matter how healthy you are, I guarantee when you get a genetic testing done, you'll have some kind of gene in your body that'll make you sick down the road, okay? We'll put it that way, okay? Regardless of your age. I don't care if you're 20, 15, 30, 50, 60. Get the genetic testing done. You spit in a tube for like 2 minutes and send it off. FedEx next day delivery, and you'll get your results back in about a week. About a week. So, okay? My gene is, I carry the tuberous sclerosis gene. A lot of people say tuberculosis or whatever it is. Tuberculosis. It's tuberous sclerosis. And I have multiple sclerosis. So I have all that wrong with me. It's crazy. But genetic testing. I wouldn't have caught any of this without the genetic testing, okay? But you guys have a lovely day. It's getting ready to storm out here. Some tornadoes. Got tornado watch until 10 o'clock. It's going to get wicked later. It was spitting just a few seconds ago, and it's going to get ugly later on tonight. Yeah, tornado watch for like 6 hours. I'm like, really? Yeah, it's in Indiana right now. Yeah, it's going to get wicked here. It's going to get wicked. Spin up tornadoes and everything. A lot of wind, hail, and everything. Yep. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button for me, would you? Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe and hit that like button, okay? Thank you for supporting me. Bye now.